Good evening and welcome. Today is the 14th of June, 2025, and it's a warm welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and this is a live stream broadcast around the world. Any place that's got internet can pick it up. I've talked to over 2,000 people the last 20 months. And I've heard from 23 countries, including the United States. I've heard from all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. A lot of you have been a guest on my show, or called in on my show, or text me a message on my show. And our main theme here is to help you with your matter with the child protection system. That's what I call CPS, the Child Protection System. Every county in the United States has this government entity. It's a part of social services. It's our health and welfare program and our children. And it was mandated by Congress in 1962 that social services put together a group of social workers to form a child protection system in every county and every state. It's a federal organization, but it's been loosely structured since 1962. It wasn't until 1974 when they had some laws to enforce the protection of children from neglect and abuse. The protection of our children in the United States has been going on for over 400 years. It started in the early colonial days, the 1600s, when we were just setting foot in the United States with the early towns of Jamestown and Plymouth. These two and many others. Some of them disappeared. But those are the early records. In those times, there were incidents where children were being abused, neglected. And each case was treated with concern. No one enjoyed abusing children. I think it was right or proper. But today, I think the child protection system has gone rogue. There are too many cases where things are really bad. Now, I talk twice a day on this live stream, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams. And I talk month after month, 20 months, a year and a half. And during that time, I try to help others with their cases, with trafficking of their children, with alienation of their children, with medical trafficking, where now that they are hanging out in hospitals and urgent cares and stealing our children and breaking up families unnecessary. It wasn't a goal to persecute families or grandparents or kinship. A family is an important thing in our life. Now, the family means a lot of parts of the puzzle. It's a mother and father who are the best parents to raise children. Biological parents are the father and the mother. Then there are the grandparents, and then the siblings, the brothers and sisters, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins. That's all part of kinship. And if a family is in such dire straits that the social worker must break them apart, then those family members, the children or things, can be put in temporary custody of family members. They don't need to rush them into foster care. The problem being is in 1994, there was a law passed that Clinton signed a law called the incentive law, where they were given $35,000 to every county CPS system, child protection system, as a reward for getting them adopted into foster care as opposed to getting them through family reunification. A lot of the CPS don't believe in family reunification. They say it takes too long and the parents are not willing. I've got to speak to a bad parent on this show. I've spoke to parents that maybe made poor choices and poor mistakes, but the majority you have problems with, and that's why I'm on here, is that you need help. You need a legal help. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 42 years of marriage. I've helped raise 6 children. I too was a victim of CPS. My family was torn apart and taken into CPS's custody. Now, I come on here with trying to do different approaches with each show. My show is supposed to be informative, but it's also supposed to help. And I know a lot of you probably get tired or bored of hearing the same old me talk all the time. I do have 5 rules that I've come up with, such as get an attorney trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Do documentation. Look at everything, make copies and do it all publicly. Meet at public places so you can record videos and audios. Do not open the door. Just today or this morning at 3 o'clock Minnesota time, there are 4 people shot by opening the door. This is one of the reasons why I say don't open the door, because you never know. You never know. I've heard of so many stories of people getting shot and killed innocently. So don't open the door. You don't have to. There's no law that says you have to open the door. Now, there are 3 ways that someone can get in your house. I'm not going to talk about the legal ways, legitimate ways. 1, if you give them permission, you open the door, let them in, or a family member does that. 2, they have a warrant, which is a legal document that says they can come into your home, they can search your home, they can take your children, they can talk to you. It has to say it specifically. It's got to be on a legal document, real paper, not a PDF file on a computer. It's got to have a wet signature by a judge on normal court days. Those are not holidays. If during the week it's a holiday and it's signed with that date, that is a false document. If it's signed on the weekend, that's a false document. The court's not open on weekends and not open on holidays during the week. So this document, this warrant, will say very explicitly what you have to be careful about. It's got to have the date that the thing was signed on the legitimate date. It's got to have the name of the person that they're accused of neglect and abuse, and the names of the children that have been neglected or abused, and what reasons that they want to say. Also, they have to have what day and what location they're going to inspect your home or take your children. There's got to be specific directions on there. And where the judge signs a wet signature, it should be a perforated page, because you use a hand stamp, and the stamp will raise the judge's letters so no one can forge it. That is a warrant. Now, if you're inside, you don't open the door, you don't have to see it. If you're outside, they show you the warrant, you check it over, you feel comfortable, you can say, hey, look, I need my lawyer present. This is about a legal matter. And anytime your constitutional civil rights says that you have a legal matter, you're allowed representation. And of course, if they can't afford one, they'll provide you one. But the problem being is when they provide you a public defender or a court-appointed attorney, that person isn't trained in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. They're not going to fight for your case, and they're saddled with either 30 to 100 cases. They don't have time to fight for your case. And you're on the road to no return. I tried a court-appointed attorney. It did not work out. And pro se will work because you'll be eaten alive. Fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. It's very complex, and it's hard to navigate their system. It really is. They're supposed to do family reunification. They're supposed to offer you services in the area of food, clothing, shelter, transportation, education, medical, and even help you with a job. They're supposed to do that, as well as help you with your case and do family reunification. Now, I'm here to try to talk and present the material different every time. It is really a challenge, but I'm here to talk about your case and about your topics, whatever they might be. I will not know unless you uh, text them to me. Now, the text a message to me on the show, all you have to do is make it in the form of a comment or a question, and it must pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city, excuse me, or your county, and your state, and further, your country. Now, the countries I've talked about, you know, are like Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Saudi Arabia, Libya. Then over to Africa, we have Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa. Then up to Europe, we have the United Kingdom, Denmark, and Sweden. Then across the pond, we have North America, and we have Canada, and we have the United States, including all the states have been represented, including Washington, D.C. We have Mexico, south of the border. And then in South America, we have Grenada, north of Brazil on the east coast. Then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia. So that makes up the composition of where people are from. 23 states, 23 countries, 51 states, and Washington, D.C. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And we care. We really care. I care so much about your case. I'm here to help you, to build you up, to give you support, because a lot of you may not have support. A lot of you may not have support. Now, besides texting in a message to me, please, when your first time, talk about how your CPS case started from the knocking of the door until where you're at the moment. Now, another way to interact with this live stream is to be a guest. To be a guest, all you have to do is email our show producer at grace@vincentwdavis.com with the date and time you want to be on this show. You just tell, I want to be a Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Saturday night show or Bob's Wednesday morning show, whatever day of the week and whatever time. Now, I'm on every night at 7 p.m. And during the daytime, I'm on during the weekdays, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Then on the weekend, I come on at 8 a.m. Those times I gave you are all the West Coast times of California. It's called the Pacific Standard Time. I'm broadcasting from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the beach. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. We have my regulars that come into this room. Here's a new person. I don't know. It's called Good Vibes Only Keel. Okay, their name is Kari. Thank you for following my directions. And they're in Gadsden County, North Carolina, Gastonia, North Carolina. At this point, they are wanting consent to do surgery on my children. If not, the judge will decide. Why do they need to do? If you have your medical rights, you do not give them consent. Why do they need surgery to do on your children? It's a long story. I understand that, Kari. I have time for long stories. All you have to do is call in and tell me your story. I'll put my phone number up so you can make that phone call. All you have to do is call that number you see on the screen. My phone number is 626 698 0990, and you'll be able to talk to you live. I love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. Now, someone, uh, Jennifer Anston, forgot where she's from, wanted to call in.
The person you dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Yeah, good evening, Jennifer Anston. This is Bob Pace on the live stream. Fight CPS, stop taking our children. And I'm calling you to let you know that I'm live. And if you'd like to talk on my show, because I know you expressed an interest, please call me at 626 698 0990. Now, the show goes from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So look forward to your call. All right. I just called Jennifer Anston. No, Jennifer. Oh, boy. What was her name here? Okay, there's that one. I think it's Jennifer Anderson. Jennifer Anderson. Okay. Okay, I think I got everybody pretty well covered. Yeah, I just realized that tomorrow is Father's Day. You know what I'm going to do for Father's Day? Is do my 2 live streams tomorrow and share it with you. Father's Day is a special time for everybody to appreciate a father. I miss my dad. I miss my dad big, big time. Well, we had good. We had sorry, we had Cree, who is supposed to call in. He's from Gastonia, North Carolina, in Cranston County, and they're trying to do surgery. I don't know when CPS is, if they're doctors and they can do surgery. CPS, the only thing they closest got is maybe they're clinical psychiatrists, but they can't do surgery. And you got to be very careful. 2 weeks ago, I had a parents here that were accused of medical neglect. Anyway, the social workers ordered the parents to have appendix of their daughter. It was a mistake because she didn't have appendicitis. She had gallstones. And they removed the they removed the appendix by mistake. The appendix on the right side of the groin area, not the left side. And the pains were coming from their daughter on the left side. But no one did an x-ray. So I'm telling you, you have to be careful of medical trafficking where social workers take on, they want to do something that's wrong. Now you're telling me, Kari, that they want to do surgery on your children. Well, I have no idea why social workers are now doctors. You need to tell me more information about that. Okay, you're at work listening. All right, well, maybe you can text me about how social workers are doctors. Now, good evening, Cruella. This is Felicia from Oxnard, California. She has a case of Ventura, California. I'm texting my grandma today. I'm so glad you are. The one that lives at my dad's and has assumed baby duty when my baby went home to their house. So is that where your 2 babies are, or with your grandma? You were taking care of your mom, the special need mother, and then your grandmother can take care of the 2 babies? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Connection is poor. Well, hopefully on my end you hear me okay. My internet seems like it's working okay. I got 2 bars. I don't have full bars, so I agree with you. The connection may be bad. Now, Cruella, who is Felicia, is a long time part of my family here and been coming here ever since. Now, she says, per a voicemail she left me in late April, she anticipated a sit down conversation with my dad to discuss our family members and try to make a break towards our family reuniting. Oh, that is so good. That is the most important thing to hear about. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear about that. I really am. All right, it's almost 25 minutes. The show ends at 8 o'clock. It's less than 30 minutes to the ending of my show. And no one wants to call in or ask me questions or anything those matters. Um, okay. Well, I was looking at. Um, okay, Felicia's explained herself better, which is good. I'm glad you're talking, Felicia. So this morning I asked if she wouldn't mind occasionally send me photos and videos of my babies. Additionally, I asked if she had a chance to talk to my dad, also that her voicemail gave me some comfort. It was nice to hear a familiar voice. So I'm so glad, Cruella, because I still don't know where my mom is, and I haven't seen my babies. My brother's trying to evict me. I know those scenarios. She replied, "Oh, okay, I'll talk to him then." Well, that's good. So now we wait, I guess, and pray. Yeah, so my dad and his wife, my stepmom, along with my two younger siblings, all live at my dad's house. Okay. My mom and I left my dad when I was around 4 years old. Wow, why did you leave your dad? So the majority of my life has been me and my mom. Okay, that's good. She has full custody of me, and we've been each other's person for 2 decades now. So much has changed so fast, and it's very apparent my brother's doing a poor job of minding her health and well being. That is sad. I'm so sorry to hear that, Felicia. I'm so sorry to hear from that, Felicia. Now, a lot of you listening to me, I've, told you you can text me messages. I told you can be a guest or call in. One of the advantages of being a guest or calling in, you get a free 15-minute consultation with my attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. The upper right side of my corner of my screen, you see a picture of him. He has been fighting CPS for 39 years. He has saved thousands of children, rescued children from CPS. He is a trial attorney. He once was a foster youth himself when he's real young. He also can do lawsuits, civil lawsuits. When your case is over, he can step in and sue him for things that maybe your constitutional rights were violated or your civil rights were violated. And he's won millions of dollars doing lawsuits both in state court and federal court. He's the real deal. You should really think of him as one of your candidates. I always tell you need to find 3 candidates for attorneys. And yes, it involves money. And I know what it is when you don't have money. But a court-appointed attorney is not going to help you. You got to make them work for the job. You got to kick them in the seat of the pants and tell them they perform, or you can sue them for negligence and have them fired. Also, you can call the state capitol and do a complaint on their bar, on their license. You can complain about that. Same thing about judges. You can do the same thing about that. One thing have I not mentioned that I've been mentioning lately is you should all think about getting legal insurance. Now, most people don't think about it, but legal insurance will pay you for your attorney if you ever have a legal matter. Yes, you'd have to pay a monthly premium, but it's not all that expensive. It's just like home insurance, car insurance, pet insurance. They have insurance for all kinds of things. For instance, let's say you're chairman of a nonprofit organization. You can be sued. So there's where legal would come in there. Or someone gets hurt on your property, you could be sued. Or you have an auto accident and you're heavily injured, you can sue them. But again, it costs an attorney. So paying for legal insurance is a good idea. Look into it. I am looking into it. I'm trying to get a quote for it. So that's something we don't think about. It is some money, but it's not all that much money. I've been drinking a lot of orange juice. Hopefully it'll make me feel better. Now, my case started back in 2010 when I lost my job through no fault of my own. I was sitting on top of the world. I had a career job. I have 45 years of working experience. I was 60 years old, and I had a forever home, 1 mile to the beach, and I loved it. But unbeknownst to me is my in-laws were calling in once a week and reporting that my wife and I were doing something corrupt, negligence, or abuse. And it wasn't true. And I meet with a social worker and show them my house. They couldn't find anything wrong. They couldn't. So this went on for 5 years. Then they got frustrated and they decided to hire the local police to track me down and force me to open my home again. And they wanted to bring their whole army with them. So they brought out 5 firemen, 2 code enforcement, 3 social workers, 2 uniformed policemen, and then the detective that tracked me down. And I should never listen to the detective. I should never come to my home. Ugh. Okay, again, I repeat, my phone number is 626-698-0990. And let me see if I got any latest news besides the horrific killing of two political people in Minnesota. Now, what I've done is that on my Google account, I got the Google News alert here. And I haven't looked at it in a while, so I'm going to look and see what they got here. Well, most of them are dealing with out of the country. Okay. Wow. I just saw my name. It said Marine veteran Bob Pace. What's this all about? Veteran to leave Appleton's Flag Day Parade after 2 decades of tribute. Wow. For more than 20 years, Robert Lace has stood at the intersection of Marion Pacific Streets during Apple Flag Day, honoring the marching bands and servicemen with the Marine Corps. I saw the marching go by and no one was honoring them. He's a Marine Corps veteran. It's Lace. I don't know where they got my name mixed in with that. So I guess it's just to get my attention. I don't know. Now, here's the child protection judge. Patrick Murphy responds to Cook County State Attorney ethics complaint over gifts to impoverish children. CPS News Chicago investigators obtained communication from Judge Patrick Murphy, who serves on the juvenile court in the Child Protection Division, to Chief Judge Timothy Evans, responding to an ethics complaint filed by Cook County State Attorney against him for giving gifts to abused and neglected foster children who appear before him. In the communication, Murphy said he will stop giving gifts to the children as the Judicial Inquiry Board investigates the complaint, and notes that the complaint, which he says has not been seen directly, it stated that it's the state's attorney's office stance that it's unethical for him to give gifts to some children but not others. Well, that's an interesting thing. That's not what I was looking for. So, okay. Here's another one. This is something in Louisiana. Let's see what this says. High turnover exacerbates staffing needs of Louisiana Child Welfare Agency. CPS Secretary says analysis does not factor in new hires, staff, or leaves. Analysis of the state child welfare staffing needs found in Louisiana is short by at least 129 workers. Through a member of Governor Jeffrey Landry's cabinet, says the number doesn't take into account certain factors. At the request of state lawmakers, the Louisiana legislature author reviews staffing levels at the State 9 Regional Child Welfare Office. Okay. It says that the audit reported counting 1,541 child welfare workers statewide in the fiscal 2024 year. When CPS served as approximately 4,400 children in foster care per month, conducted 21,901 children protections, and spent $327.5 million. Turn rates for child welfare workers declined slightly from nearly 16 in 2023 to 15 in 24. In both years, an average of 214 welfare employees left CPS. Louisiana, like many other states, has struggled to hire and retain qualified child welfare workers because the nature and difficulty of the job and its low salary. Okay, well, this is not necessarily good news, and it's not really helping us here tonight, so I'll skip that one there. Residential care costs up to 3 times more than foster care. Huh. Okay. Oh, we got Christina Reynoso. Good evening, Christina Reynoso. I got some homework for you. I know that. She's a longtime standard part of my family, and she's from Las Vegas, Nevada. Have you talked with Felicia Corella Renee? She was on tonight, and she's giving me an update. Yes, I have. My day, yes, it was good. I was enjoying a surfing contest that I started in 1940. I started in 1977, almost 47 years ago. I did the first contest at Trestles. It's a surf and break in San Clemente on the west coast of California. I was the organizer and administrator. It's called the Southern Pro. Anyway, today, after all those years, I was watching the Trestles again. And it was a great contest. Yagadora from Brazil won it with some fantastic aerials, beat out Igarashi, a Japanese surfer, and then the girls, Plum from Hawaii won, beat the girl from Australia. And it was a good event. Right now, I'm looking at the latest information and dates about CPS. A lot of it's at the world level or the international level. Well, here's an interesting article. It says the justice system wasn't built for children. How justice failed child victims of sexual violence opinion. Um, in courtrooms across the world, including the United States, child victims of sexual violence are expected to play by rules that were in both the U.S. and Mexico, where I practice law. The criminal justice system remains deeply adult centered. The core principles of oral trials, immediacy, confrontation, cross examiner, designed around adult logic, adult memory, and adult resilience. But when a 6-year-old is expected to behave like a fully capable adult in the courtroom, the system becomes the instruments of re-victimization of not of protection. To be clear, the United States made an effort to mitigate the harm. The child advocacy centers exist, offering multidisciplinary teams and child-friendly spaces to conduct forensic interviews. In some states, courts permit the use of videotape missing or allowing children to testify via closed circuit. Well, they're basically summing up to say that they're trying to protect our children in the courts. They're not really made that way. Well, I have about 8 minutes, and I was hoping to find something that would be good on my Google alerts about child protection services, CPS, and so far I haven't found an article worth to really discussing here. Okay. Well, I think that's it. And it looks like it's 8 o'clock. And I also see Christina Reynoso again as Talka Ray. And anyway, I want to thank you all for touching base with me, especially Christina Reynoso and Krula Do a Trick. Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada. Taqua Ray from Las Vegas, Nevada. Krilla Dotrick from Oxnard, California. And who else did I have in here? Oh, we have a new person here tonight called Carrie from North Carolina, from the county of Gastonia, from the city of Gaston. And I want to thank all you people for dropping in, saying hello, and know that I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I'm on tomorrow morning. It's Sunday, so I'm on at 8 a.m. That's Pacific Standard Time on the west coast of California. Now, please keep fighting for your children. Don't give up. There is a way you can get your children back. I'm here twice a day to help you. You need to lean on me more often. I didn't hardly anybody today ask me anything really big time. Cool, kind of did. But I'm here to help you. And you are good people out there. You just have a terrible time with the entity that is very corrupt. So there'll be a brief message that will be played from my attorney when I sign off. So God bless you all. Have a good evening. And remember, tomorrow is Father's Day. I hope someone remembers me as father because I'm a father. I don't think my family is thinking about it. They're thinking about Flag Day and my wife's birthday. But anyway, God bless you all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.